This is Hanford McCloud. He is a council member of the Nisqually tribe, and he is the skipper of the canoe family that invited the Taiwanese delegation. Also, he has invited other delegations from other tribes. So I feel that he's a person with a vision, and I'd like him to share that. So let me start off asking Hanford, how did it come about that you actually invited the Taiwanese tribes?
Got contacted by a member, Gary, for one, and we had this conversation of bringing Indigenous Taiwanese into the canoe family and paddling. And my first initial thought was, well, it'd be quite the experience for all of us. And seeing that from the last 2 or 3 years now, it has grown into almost that part of the family, where people even in the surrounding canoes around us always, did you bring your your delegates from Taiwanese? Because people see the canoe family of Nisqually, that we always have a seat in our canoe. And when I saw that, because we were offered way back when we started our canoe family a seat in another canoe to help. And I've always felt that that was a way of us connecting across the water, because we're all connected by the water. And it's very important to all of us Indigenous people of the water. So when you see this journey, or when we get on this journey apart, a lot of it is the connection that we have to the water and our people. You know, the canoes are our vessel, but the water is our spirit that guides us. You know, and so when I get these calls, I believe it's that connectedness of water that brings everybody to a place. Really, I mean, I'd go over to Taiwanese because it's the same place of water that's important to our people.
You had invitations and you actually acted upon them, and I would say that there are a lot of people who wouldn't. What is it about you personally that had you say yes and make the effort to reach out to people?
So, as I was raised by my parents and my grandparents and my great-parents, and I could go back these generations, that, you know, my grandma did it for us as kids, as her grandkids. She brought in delegates from other countries to speak to us, or she took the kids to different areas to connect with other Indigenous people and say, see, look, we are all the same, right? But we all need to work together. So these, I draw that, I believe it's the spirit of my grandma that draws that for me, because now I'm working through her with the teaching that I have, that I've been doing, you know, over the 10, 15 years of doing this work. It's that feeling you get when, you know, you want everybody to experience this, because this is what it's about. You know, it's about that culture, it's about that tradition, it's about that story that we have. Everybody has a great story to share with one another, and so I want that story to continue, right? So my grandmother, myself, and my son, my kids, you know, that's what I'm looking at.
This is already a place that helps transform kids through experiences. How does the international or other tribes from far away coming here, how does that add to the influence on your kids?
So to me it's the experience, but yet it's the identification, you know, our kids have. We don't identify a lot, and we feel that, you know, we're so caught up in the mainstream society that a lot of them feel that, well, we don't need to do that, or yet why should we do that, and things like that. But when you start bringing other kids from other cultures and other reservations and other countries, and you bring them together, the atmosphere changes, and it has changed over the years here in Canoe Journey, where, you know, the kids are more open, they're more relaxed, they connect better than on the basketball court or in a baseball field or on the football field. The canoe journey is just like that. It's like a sport for our kids, and they compete a little bit. Yet they share that. They share that with other kids too, and they get that from the other kids. You know, stuff that they don't got at home. Our songs, our games, and simple food that we share in this circle, in this campsite, at each stop. You know, those kids are getting that, and growing together is the main thing, I believe. That way you do have that connection. when these kids get older and they get bigger, you know, and they'll see that. They'll thank you for it in the end. Is what I like out of it.
I know you're trying to organize a trip to Taiwan, maybe next spring. What would you like to get from your trip for you and your family?
I would like to, you know, visit the tribes in Taiwan and really have that connection. My kids, you know, my canoe family I'm taking my kids as ambassadors of my nation here, and I want to bring them to these countries so that they can share that, what we have, the songs and the culture, and that's the goal.